Don't touch me there.
Well, when you ask Alan if he's ready for the next episode, and that's what he comes out with.
I clenched my perineum. What do you want?
Dude.
You know what that is, right?
No.
You know what the perineum is?
No, man.
It's that little, like, glandular muscle that, you know, the taint, right?
I'm familiar.
Well, what do you think is under the taint?
Under?
It's like your prostate.
The ground.
Your perineum. No.
The floor.
What? Okay. Distal to your taint. How's that? We like that medical terminology up here, don't we?
Executor Island.
Ooh. Oh.
Wait, so, you were talking about taints or something?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of which, you want to see one that's bulbous and purple? It's so voluminous.
Get out of my house.
Oh, yeah.
Get out of my home.
I shave it just to accentuate the perfection.
Accentuate what?
The spherical characteristics. You know?
Does it look like you have a tumor?
Kind of, yeah.
Ew! Don't agree with me. Where the fuck are we? Here we are at Executor Island. I heard that this place used to be a trial site. That was a long time ago now. You go on. Good luck to you both. Let's go find that flute, right?
Do you like how his smile over-exceeded the boundaries of his goatee?
That was cute.
Yeah, me too.
Does he have his Pokeballs in his pants? Are those his Pokeballs attached to his pants?
It's like a chain link of some sort.
Oh, it's like a belt.
That's pretty cool.
It looked flat. So I thought it was like a pattern on his pants, but that like also held his Pokeballs.
Dude, he's trendy.
He's just gonna wait here while we hang out?
He's trendy as fuck. He's probably wearing Birkenstocks.
I feel like trainers can open up the door to any future as long as they have their Pokemon. We're just like, cool. Anyway, that flute, huh? What the fuck?
Uh-oh.
Is that's an Alolan Executor right there?
No.
Is that what that is?
Fuck, maybe.
That's totally what it is. Is that right?
You're probably... I mean, it's Executor Island.
I told you, man.
You gotta catch it, dude.
Why? Do I really have to catch it?
I mean, please?
If he lives a move, I'll catch it.
Alright, what are you gonna give him?
Ice Punch.
You don't have Ice Punch in nutsack.
I really wish I did. Volt Switch Boy!
Okay, so how do you feel about Executor?
Poop.
No.
He's poop. You can't even argue.
I mean, I could. It'd be an exercise in futility, though.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. It's about this. I feel about Executor about the same
flamethrower. I'll catch him.
as I do about guys who drive cargo vans but don't have a cargo van work. You know? You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're talking about. I feel... Alright, well, that's another topic while we're at it. Guys that drive trucks but don't use the trucks for anything. You know what I mean?
You ain't towing shit. You ain't got no generators.
Yeah.
It's just a look.
Like, JT's family has a truck, but, like, all three of them play hockey. So all three of them have... Well, when they were in high school, when they were all, like... They're all, like, 2 years apart, so...
Okay.
When JT and Al were, at least in high school, like, and their younger sister, they all played hockey, so all three of them had giant bags. Mm-hmm. Bags, like, not just double bags, but, like, especially JT because he's a goalie. He has a bag that's, like, 5 feet by 3 feet.
That big?
Yeah, dude, like this long and, like, this wide.
Christ.
And then you can't see it because I'm talking about it. But...
but
I get it. I get why they had a truck, right? They had to go to practices, and Al and JT were on the same team, so they went to the same practices. And then once their sister moved up, Alan and her were on the same team, so they went to practice together. So that, like, at any given point, they'd be going like to the same practice with 2 giant bags that wouldn't fit in a goddamn Honda Civic,
right? You
know. So, but then you have these dudes in high school with rich parents who buy them a big ass truck. Mm-hmm. And these assholes are like, they have nothing. Like, they have a backpack that they put in their passenger seat.
Right.
Like, it's just why?
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I'm sure it's like a big... I mean, we live in Maryland, so we're kind of southish.
We are the South. What do you mean?
I mean...
We're the beginning of the South.
Yeah, but that's it. We're the beginning of the South, so we're not that southern.
Well, yeah, I mean, just because we don't talk like this.
Don't have to, man. I mean, You've been to like North Carolina.
You're right.
You've been to Tennessee.
I live in Florida.
You know how it gets.
You're right.
We're not that southern.
We really are, though, dude.
No.
We are. It starts and ends in Maryland because it just goes all the way back down and all the way back up. I've met some fucking rustic folk here.
Yeah, you meet some of them, but I'm talking like when you go to North Carolina, that's like everybody. Well, not. I don't want to generalize, but like
sure. I get what you mean.
Much increased.
I don't know. I think
of the population.
I agree with you, but I also think that Maryland has a sizable fucking population of people who have that twang, like that southern twang that is
like
just
me?
You don't have a southern twang, do you?
Yeah.
You got a little bit of like not a city accent, not a country accent. You got like a rural accent, you know.
Okay.
I don't really know how to describe it.
Yeah.
And then you got people like who
you don't even know.
You know what's his name, Mr. Speak from
yeah.
Yeah, he Byron, that's it. He's got a bit of a twang to him. Not to mention his demeanor. Who else? That one dipshit. What's his name?
Ronald McDonald. Oh boy.
That man has got an accent, but it's disgusting. Like there's not a single thing about this cat that I enjoy. Sorry if you're listening, or if you ever listen. Fuck you. You sold me bad shit. I mean shoes.
Anyway.
You sold me bad shoes. But
Anyway.
Accents are fascinating.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard like someone from Minnesota's accent? Minnesota. I'm from Fargo. Disgusting. Like it's fascinating though. And people from New York. You've heard me impersonate.
You know what
New
I'm
York
curious
accents.
about?
What?
I'm curious, like here,
Mm.
you know, British accents are like, you know,
Taboo.
a delicacy.
Like yeah, right. Exotic and fancy.
Yeah. I wonder if in the UK, if they hear an American accent.
Of course.
Like imagine my accent. Like I imagine as far as American accents go, like you said, like mine's a bit. It's not really southern. It's not really city. It's just kind of like
it's got an element of ambiguity.
Middle ground, I would say.
Yeah.
Although middle ground is relative.
Also,
But I would say in the grand scheme of the United States, I think no matter where I go, nobody would really be like, "Wow, your accent." You know what I mean?
Well, you never know because if you go to if you go to Florida or you go to New York, bro, you're gonna stick out like sore thumb when it comes to vocalization. Because I mean, you've heard New Yorkers talk.
Yeah.
You've heard Floridians talk.
Long Island.
Dude, it's disgusting. Like
I don't dig the Long Island accent.
It's too saturated.
It's rough.
It's
rough.
It's not smooth, man.
Also, I have a friend that goes to school on Long Island. He's like one of my best friends in the world, and he's told me that, like, I don't know, from his experience, at least the school he goes to a private school, so he's told me like the girls he's met in his experience, a lot of them from Long Island are like rich, like snooty, like not even snooty, but like snooty, snooty, and
hey,
snooty.
I mean, that's not the worst.
Like, and it's just not good.
It's an expensive place to live, dude. Like, fucking expensive. New York in general, I suppose. New York City.
Mm-hmm. So he's had poor experiences, and it's 100% turned him off. Like almost to the point where like if he meets a girl and he like asks her where she's from and she says Long Island, he automatically has like a switch in his head that kind of makes him be like, okay,
right,
tread carefully, man. Yeah,
had it.
Which I guess is fair, and I mean it all depends on each person's different experiences. Boston, how that's going to affect. That's for you.
It's just I don't.
Anybody tells you they're from Boston, and you're like.
It's not even so much like if they tell me, if I can hear it and it's like it influences every enunciation, I'm kind of grossed out.
When I was a kid, I went to a Boston camp.
How was that?
For a Boston Heart Camp. It was a weekend long. It was for kids with. I believe that was a camp specifically for kids with. Is that for kids specifically with HCM, or is that just heart conditions the same as Hope with Heart? I can't remember.
It's one of the two.
Regardless, it doesn't really matter.
Right.
In the end, it's just a kid with kids with heart conditions. And I remember the reason I didn't go back was the people. Like, I didn't really like the people. that were there.
It's racist, but go
Another
on.
wind call. Racist. I mean, it was, I don't know. It was just,
Like, what about it? Like, what about it turned you off?
I mean, I don't remember.
Oh, it's
I just
a while
remember.
back.
I just remember. Like, oh, dude, I was like under 10 years old.
Oh wow! All right, I get it.
Yeah.
Oof.
I just remember I didn't want to go back. So like that's all it came down
Like
to.
you openly were like, nah,
Yeah.
fuck that.
I was like, nah. I went to 2 camps. I tried 2 camps. Well, I went to that camp first, and I met a kid there who told me about the camp I still go to now.
Hope with
As a
Heart?
counselor, yeah.
Nice.
And that's how I found out about Hope with Heart. So, like, if I never went there, then I guess I never would have ended up going to Hope with Heart for, 11 years.
Exactly. Everything works out, even if it's in a horrible place like Boston. That's not fair. Boston's a beautiful city.
But that's how it works, right? Even the camp I go to now, like we live in Maryland, and I drive like further than anybody to get to camp pretty much every year.
Really?
And
Where is it? It's in PA, right?
No, it's in New York. Upstate
Oh
New York.
shit! Right. Damn.
So it's one of those things where I don't know. It's one of those things where like all the people who go to that camp are from that area. Most of them are from New York or New Jersey. All of them.
Fucking Jersey. Dude.
I mean, it's been hit or miss. I mean, listen, you go to a camp with 60 people, there's going to be some people you like and some people you don't like.
They should have a sign.
But for the most part, it's been solid. At least,
I mean,
in my opinion.
I agree.
So-
Zoological humans in general are pretty solid, but there are always those like, small, little exceptions.
Anywhere, like
Yeah.
like my opinion on like anything. Anybody brings up a stereotype that's racial, gender, like relative or anything like that. I'm just kind of like, listen, man, any group, like I don't like this isn't. I don't know how people are going to take this, but like even like the Nazis, you've got to imagine that they were still like some cool people. They were just misguided by a guy who kind of,
Right. Dude,
for lack of a better word, brainwashed.
That's the perfect word to use.
Yeah, I guarantee you they're like cool German people that were just kind of misled and pushed like down the path. But like that's the point in any like
It's social
group of
conditioning.
people. There's cool people and there's people that are not so cool. Almost objectively. Like
Fair.
Coolness can be objective and subjective, but like sometimes I'm just like, nah. Anyways, we're done with this episode.
We will pick this up with fascism and Nazism tomorrow. Thank you for listening. Neither of us are anti-Semitic, and we are not even anti-anything. We're not anti-handicap, anti-homosexual, nothing. We are simply humans just like you and everybody else. We love you so much.
Yeah, thanks for watching.
Be accepting.